I can smell all of the smoke, all that love and positivity, that shit is a joke. I should dead them all, my heart ski down slopes. When you did piggy bank, everybody wanna see you broke, bro. Me and snakes don't lip lock. I don't think the feet look good on me like flip-flops. I know if I spit it, it belongs in this Ziploc. They know I'ma kill them, all they hearing is tick-tock. Your time is up. Where there's fire, you see the smoke, yeah. I know liars, I seen them fold, yeah. I'm so tired from all these souls, it's done been a good year. My tires don't leave the road, yeah. Are they serious? I see.
Alright, let me talk to you real quick about Rexius Nutrition in Ralston. Rexius carries an awesome line of pre-workout from brands like Alpha Lion, Bucked Up, 5150, Insane Labs, and several other brands. They also have a great selection of protein powder, including my personal favorite, the All Max Hexapro cookies and cream flavored. Can't go wrong with that. They also carry the very popular brand Accent Sledge protein powders, branched chain amino acids, which are crucial to stay hydrated, and pre-workout. They also carry locally owned brands like VHI Fit. They carry their protein powders in several different flavors. They also have pre-workout, branched chain amino acids, vegan protein powder as well. And if you have a sweet tooth like me, you gotta try this Omaha protein popcorn. The owners Jamie and Brent Stryker are absolute studs and are very knowledgeable with a background in bodybuilding. Jamie even reached pro status as an IFBB pro women's physique competitor. Stop by Rexius Nutrition in Ralston on the corner of 84th and Q and receive 10% off when you tell them you're there on an official visit.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar Galindo. I'm here with another episode of the Official Visit. Today I'm here with a star on the Fremont trenches. He gets it done on both offense and defense for the Tigers. He's a senior, still uncommitted, still looking for his future home. He's a star. He's a player I believe is, ready to make a jump to the next level, and that is Fremont's Dakota Coon. How's it going, Dakota?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Just got home from doing some last-minute Thanksgiving stuff, and I'm glad to finally be home, man, because it's getting crazy out there for sure. All right, man. So we're gonna start off real quick with some pregame questions. The first one I do is I always try to figure out, do you have any kind of pregame routines? So it may be something you do yourself, or maybe you do as a team. But anything to kind of get you warmed up or get you in that mood to go and play a game.
Nothing too specific. Just kind of listen to music, kind of lock in, talk to the other O lineman, D lineman, and make sure they're ready. Go over some of the new plays, make sure everyone's ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of get your mind, get in the right mind space and stuff for you there a little bit. Yep. I heard you mentioned there's some music, get some music going. What kind of gets you pumped up, or kind of gets you ready to go out there and do battle?
Kind of just up tempo music. Kind of, it's different every week. Just whatever I feel like playing.
Yeah. Do you have a go-to song or something that it's like, if I play this song, it's 100%. I'm going. It's getting me pumped up without
Not really. I kind of just, if there's like a good beat, then it'll work.
Okay. Yeah. Just kind of feel the music instead of what they're saying or whatever. Yeah, okay. I like that. The next one I got here for you is, and then, like I said in the intro, you play offense and defensive line, so you can kind of answer this how you like. But who is your favorite player to watch and maybe kind of emulate at your position? And that could be college or NFL level.
Well, I really like for offensive side, like Jason Kelsey, kind of watching him. Really interesting, the entire Eagles O-line too. They're just great players and everything. I love how they play.
Yeah, definitely a good source of reference, for some O-line play. Is there anything from his game specifically that you kind of try to maybe, tag into your play or try to tie in there with when you're on the field?
Just kind of like some like the basics, like his pad height, kind of foot movement, kind of like the lateral speed type of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Sweet, yeah, Jason, yeah, Kelsey, he's definitely a good one to watch and kind of learn, check out those fundamentals. Seems like he does all of that at a very elite level. So, all right, and I know this episode is gonna air after Thanksgiving, but I still want to ask if you could tomorrow when you sit down, if you could have the perfect Thanksgiving plate, what would be on that plate for you?
Definitely some turkey, big turkey
Okay.
guy, mashed potatoes and gravy, some corn, kind of some cheesy potatoes too. Gotta love those.
Okay. Yeah. You got any like Thanksgiving food hot takes or anything that you kind of is just a no go or something that just needs to be a staple there?
Not really, no.
No, just kind of whatever they serve up, you're
Yeah,
knocking down.
basically, just a big fan of eating all the food.
Yeah, there you go. Taste test a little here and there. I see
Oh,
you. Yeah. All right, and then kind of sticking on the topic of food, I'm a big food guy. I love to eat. I love to try new things. If I were to head out to Fremont and want to try a new spot to eat, outside of the chain places and stuff like that, what would be a good low key spot to maybe grab a bite to eat out there?
well, it's kind of a chain, but not like a really big one. But Abelardo's, I love their
Okay.
burritos.
Yeah. Oh,
Definitely one of my favorite
what
places.
burrito are you getting?
I get the California one. It's a steak and French fries in it with some pico.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of been a favorite, a pretty popular one here when I ask this question. So you're definitely in with a good group of people that yeah, and I'm with you there, man. I love some Abelardo's, late. Sometimes you let dinner slip by, go get a burrito real quick.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I get the double burrito, save one for the next day. Hey, it's clutch for sure. All right, so yeah, Abelardo's definitely a go-to to go check out. So then from there, those are our pregame questions. Kind of just get you talking, kind of break the ice a little bit. Now I kind of just want you to take me along on your journey a little bit. I want to hear how you kind of got started with football. Where who was it that kind of piqued that interest for you? What was it that kept your interest in football? Yeah, just kind of give me the origins of your football story, I guess, so to speak.
Well, my grandpa was a football coach way back
Okay.
when, and so my dad played high school football and college football. And then my older brother, when he was younger, he played football too, and they all kind of got me into it. And then I just really loved it, so I just kept on playing it through middle school, up in high school, and planning on playing it in college too. Kind of just really my family kind of got me into it and kept me going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it seems like older brother and having dad and like you said, your grandpa that are tied to the game as well. I'm sure that's a lot of kids start. And you mentioned it was something that after a while you kind of realized this is something you want to do in college. When did that moment come to you, or was it like a specific? Maybe you were on the field and you're like, man, I love this, or what was that kind of moment that you kind of knew, all right, this is my I love football or I love this sport and this is what I want to do for as long as I can.
Well, it was probably way back in middle school, kind of like the first time full pad practice. Kind of, I just loved it so much. Just wanted to do it for as long as I could, get as much out of it as I could.
Yeah. And was it kind of like being able to dish out a little bit of pain out there, maybe kind of
Yeah,
got you hooked a little bit too?
knock people over, kind of.
Yeah. Definitely. So then, one thing I did kind of want to touch on, as part of your football journey, is, you kind of, and this is something I've really been impressed about, in terms of you and how you've come along these past couple of seasons, is, you've dealt with some injuries, throughout your career, stuff like that, and that's something that could really, hurt a player's confidence or, just kind of slow down their development. And it seems like you've really kind of, you came back this year, you balled out. What? Talk to me a little bit about what that was like, overcoming that injury, and how how you got through that, basically.
Well, one of the hardest things was because it was a shoulder injury. Was I couldn't do really any lifting at all. I couldn't do squats because the bar would be on my back. So in terms of lifting, I was pretty limited. But the second I was out of the sling, kind of able to use my arm again, I was back in the gym doing light stuff, kind of going heavier on legs too, doing speed workouts, agility stuff, always kind of staying on top of that. And my physical therapy too, just going to that twice a week really helped get my shoulder back to where I was. And then it was kind of like, once it got to the point where I felt comfortable doing heavy weight lifting, I knew I was ready for football again.
Yeah. And so, like, what were you kind of telling yourself, and through that? Because I'm sure that's, that's tough. I know, some people, they have injuries and, but they can still maybe go out and lift, maybe do some light work, upper body at least, or whatever it may be. But, to be kind of taken out of that entirely and knowing that your senior season's coming up, I feel like, sometimes you can kind of get that ticking clock in your head that, hey, man, time's ticking for me. How did you kind of maintain, that level of motivation or, that will to or that willingness to continue, competing and get back into the swing of things?
Well, so the thing was that I for sure wanted to play college football, even with my shoulder being hurt. I still wanted to do that, and it was kind of, I don't have any offers, especially with not playing much at all junior season. I really gotta show out senior year, kind of show colleges that I can play, and that kind of just kept me motivated the whole time.
Yeah. So then, I'm sure, jumping back into things, I'm sure, regaining that strength was a big, point of emphasis for you. But was there anything else that you were like, all right, going into senior season, if I know I wanna, get those college offers and impress coaches and stuff like that, I really need to, hunker down on these few things. Did you have any things that you were specifically like keying in on during the off season to improve and really develop those points in your game?
Yeah, one of the big things, I did a lot of speed workouts, kind of working on foot speed and kind of side-to-side agility, because as a lineman, that's a really big thing, and with not being able to lift or do much of that, it was really lacking.
Yeah. And so then, were you kind of meeting with trainers, or is it something that you kind of just took on, on your shoulders and said, I'm the one that has to do the work anyways, I'll get to it, or how, who were kind of those people supporting you throughout that process?
So I worked with Josh McIntyre here in town at his gym, on the field too, with all his speed workouts, and he really helped me with that part of my training.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of just getting that, strength and range and all that kind of stuff back for you.
Yeah.
So then, I'm sure, so they're handling that kind of off the field, and, this kind of transitions me to my next, talking point, talking about Fremont, playing for them. But I'm sure, once you got back on the field, you had some pretty good sparring partners there in Fremont. You got Jackson out there, you got Andrew, you got some dogs out there to kind of keep you, battling, I guess, if you want to say that. But what was it like playing with them, and how, did they play part in, getting you back in that playing kind of mentality or mindset? Playing with all those guys, or like practicing, or maybe just even doing weight room stuff with them.
Yeah, definitely a lot of like that, especially like Jackson, you said too, and Austin Owen too. He was our center. Kind of, both of them were really kind of. It was really fun to practice with them on the field, be in the weight room with them, kind of sit in the locker room before the game, talking with them. They were definitely some like the two biggest people on the line that I would talk to and kind of be with.
Yeah, sweet. So then, like I said, kind of transitioning here to talk a little bit more about Fremont. Going into the season on top of, having all your rehab stuff and, making sure you're back at 100%. But you were also, like I mentioned, you're a senior, so you were definitely probably looked on as a leader on the team, as a team, or maybe just even your position group, whatever it may be. But, I'm sure that's something that you kind of took on as something that you needed to do, is to kind of step up that leadership. Was there anything you kind of did, to do to kind of show that to the team, or any steps you took to kind of, stand out, I guess?
Well, for the most part, I've kind of always been a leader on the football team since like freshman year. I was team captain freshman and kind of always with the linemen. I've kind of always been one of those guys that was like getting people going, showed up to every weights, every open field, every optional practice or thing on time. I was always there no matter what, kind of always one of the first people in line to do things, kind of getting people going and not messing around a whole lot too.
Yeah, definitely. So then, let me see here. Where did so you've been starting for Fremont since, correct me if I'm wrong, since your sophomore year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been starting for them since your sophomore year, but obviously, you've been there since freshman. All right. So throughout your 4 years, playing for Fremont and spending your time out there with those guys and the coaches, looking back, what have kind of been some of your biggest takeaways, in your 4 years from that, playing for them, and what are some of the things you've picked up on, or some of your biggest lessons you've learned from them, or from playing for Fremont?
Definitely a lot of like the leadership that the players have. I feel like a lot of the players kind of step up as leaders, kind of more so. Like the coaches let them do that kind of. Like if people are messing around, it's the players' jobs to kind of get on them and make them stop, not the coaches, that type of thing. And just kind of like taking that responsibility for your teammates. That's definitely a big one. And hustling too. A lot of kids there are hard workers. Everyone wants to be better. Everyone's showing up every single day. A lot of great people.
Yeah, for sure. And now that your prep career is over, and I'm expecting where you're expecting as well, having solid prep or collegiate career, all willing. But looking like, if you could speak to the young guys on the team, or the guys that are looking to play college ball at some point, what would be your some words of advice to them? I guess I should say, to kind of, yeah, just some words of advice.
I just put in the work, make sure you're not skipping anything, taking time off, always working your hardest, never lacking in practice, showing up for the weight room especially. That's probably the biggest thing, is just lifting weights, doing stuff outside of practice too. Because everyone's doing stuff in practice, but not everyone's doing stuff out of practice. Kind of lifting before practice, lifting after practice, doing speed work, especially stuff in the off season too.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of just getting, taking that extra initiative, go the extra mile, kind of, do stuff behind the scenes, like it's just, people would say. So
Develop like every little part of my game.
yeah, 100%, absolutely. Let's see here. All right, so now kind of transitioning over, kind of talk a little bit about recruitment aspect of your career, or of your season. It's another very stressful part. Obviously, you got your football stuff, you got your school stuff, and then you're also you yourself are dealing with recruitment and talking to coaches and all that kind of stuff. So you got quite a few offers here. I got the list here. You got Peru State, Culver Stockton, Concordia, Doane, Hastings College, Northwestern College, and Avila University. So a pretty solid list of schools there. Wide range of schools, from in-state, out-of-state. What has your recruitment journey been like? I know you, like you said, even with the dealing with injury, that kind of slowed things down a little bit and stuff like that. So, what's that recruiting journey been like for you, and how have you kind of navigated it, I guess?
Well, the biggest thing was just talking to every single coach that would reach out to me, no matter what level it was, always making sure to, they wanted to call with them, text, give them my number, always kind of be there to talk with them if they wanted to talk with me, to kind of get my name out there too. And going on visits to the colleges that were really interested in me too really helped. And just you help with like the recruiting things too, that was really helpful.
Yeah, we do what we can, help you guys out for sure. But so, in that process, like you mentioned, one thing that's a big part is the visits and getting out to schools and visiting, campuses and talking to coaching staffs in person. What have kind of been some of the biggest standout, whether it may be a campus that stood out, the facilities, or coaching staffs that have kind of stood out? Which visits have really kind of opened your eyes, that in the visits that you've taken?
Well, definitely at Northwestern, the coaching staff there, they were great people. Loved talking with them. Fun, easy. It's not like they weren't like super like serious, like kind of hard to talk to. Like some coaches are. They were kind of more open, easy to talk to, which is something that I really appreciated. Going there and meeting with them. For campuses and everything, they'll have good things and bad things. Not a single one really stood out to me. I've seen a lot of good campuses. I don't think I've ever seen one that I haven't liked or felt like it was just less than all the others. They're all great campuses and everything.
Yeah, definitely. And that's an very important part of it. Not just choosing the school or not just choosing the football team or whatever it may be. Is just choosing the school and making sure you see yourself going there. So, yeah, definitely. That's huge to kind of see the positive and kind of see the good in every visit. So, one thing I did want to ask was, recruitment. It's as exciting as it is stressful, I'm sure. Just dealing with all the stuff, traveling and keeping visits in order and stuff like that. If you can name, what have kind of been some of your favorite parts of the recruiting cycle, and what have kind of been some of the more stressful parts that it's like, man, I got to do this in terms of the recruiting aspect of it.
Well, probably the most stressful part was just going out to the colleges on the weekends, especially when I have school stuff too, especially on a Saturday when I had a game the night before, so I'm kind of going off not a whole lot of sleep, and that's probably the most stressful part, trying to balance school and the football game along with going on a visit the next day. It was all just really stressful. Yeah. And the nice thing about it was just traveling and getting to see all these different campuses, these different towns, a bunch of places I've never been before. I really like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, kind of the good and the bad of traveling. The good, you get to see all these cool places, and the bad is you still got 4 hours of driving is still 4 hours of driving or whatever it may be. So yeah, definitely that's huge. So then once you finally sit down to make your decision as to where you'll be playing your college ball at, what are some of the things that are kind of the biggest that kind of weigh in or what factors kind of weigh the most into your decision for you?
Definitely the coaching staff. That's like a really big one too. Like it doesn't matter if they're like the best football program out there, if the coaches I feel like they don't care about me as much as another school. That's just a really big thing, is feeling cared about by the other coaches, even just as a recruit, not even as a player yet. Kind of like responding to me, answering questions, kind of keeping engaged in conversations is a real big one.
Yeah, just those real connections. That's very important. Because it's 4 years, man. That's a long time to be out there and making sure you gel well with the coaching staff. That's very important for sure. So then on the flip side, once you make that decision, what is the school kind of getting out of you? What are they getting out of Dakota Coon, the person and the football player?
Well, hardworking. I try my hardest and everything. Always kind of, if I can do better, I will. Kind of just always doing my best to just at whatever it is.
Yeah. So, just always giving it your all, man. I like that for sure. It's all you can do. All you can do. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I always say so. But yeah, definitely. Let me see here. I think that's all. That's all I got for like questions. The last thing I do for you, or the last thing I do on here, is I turn the table over to you guys, to my guests, so you can kind of hand out your game balls. And by game balls, I mean your life game balls to the shout outs to those people. Whether it be coaches, your family, your friends, whoever it may be, just those people that have been in your corner throughout your career and kind of just pushed you in life to be the best version of yourself. Just taking time to, especially with Thanksgiving tomorrow, taking time to give thanks to those people and give them their flowers. So yeah, if you got some flowers to give and some shout outs, some game balls, floor is all yours, man.
Well, definitely my dad, who kind of really got me into football. He got me into lifting weights, kind of doing like the speed workouts too. He got me into all of that. And like Josh McIntyre, who really helped me train. Him too. He's a big help to my game. He prepped me before my summer football camps that I went to, which was a really big help, and with the speed workouts too. Definitely my grandpa and grandma, they've supported me my whole life in football and everything. Definitely Lee Jennings, a head football coach. Even through my injury, made sure to keep me up, make sure I was never too down on myself, and always kept me in the game.
Yeah. Sorry, cut out there a little bit. What was that last one? Sorry, you're kind of cutting out there a little bit.
Lee Jennings, a head football coach, really helped me, especially through my injury and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Especially sure, when you go through something like that. Sorry, it's like my bad. The connection is a little bit off there. I was just saying, like you said, like you're dealing with your injury, just having somebody to kind of back you up and keep you pushing. That's huge. So anymore. Like I said, I didn't mean to interrupt. The connection was just a little slow there a little bit.
Kind of like all my football coaches too. They've all really helped me. My whole family supported me through everything. My teammates too, my friends, just everyone that supported me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, always great to have those group of people, back you up. Always kind of keep you going, keep you motivated. So yeah, like I said, it's always never hurts to stop and shout them out, give them those thank yous. We don't always get the chance to do that in our everyday life. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you, man. One last send out question I got for you is I want to hear who you think is going to be, who's your Final Four for college football at the playoff, and then who do you think is going to win it all?
Who do I think is going to win it all? Well, I think Georgia is going to win it all, personally.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about the Final Four. I haven't really been watching a whole lot of college football this year. I've been kind of slacking in that.
Yeah. Hey, man. Well, I don't really blame you, man, because it's or I guess I don't blame you not knowing, because I feel like the committee doesn't even know, and I really don't even know. There's like 5 undefeated teams. Yeah, it's a really good.
There's a lot of good teams out there too. But I do think Georgia.
It's tough to hear.
Is going to win it.
It's tough to hear that someone that kind of just wants to see someone else win, get in there and win it. But yeah, it's hard to argue against that point, man. That they've just been rolling. So, but yeah, man. Thank you again for. I appreciate you taking time to do that. To do this interview, and especially with holiday weekends coming up, and I'm sure you're probably got some family or getting ready to go see family, whatever it may be. So. I appreciate you taking time to do this, and wishing you the best of luck in your recruitment, and when it comes down to making your decision, I just wish you the best of luck, and make the best choice for yourself. So yeah, that's all I got for you, man.
Thank you for having me and talking with me.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, man.
I seen liars that testified under oath, I hear rappers not living out what they wrote, my peers ought to be studying, taking notes. How you hate me to the core when I keep your ass afloat. I put pressure on their pencils. They look at my life and draw the stencil. One move I